and they're like, you're Pio, and you're feeling all that too,
You got a little bit of that?
Oh yeah, they're sizing you up.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a person who could have started his own church, started his own order.
Right.
He had that much following. He
Right.
could have at that moment walked off into the woods and created a whole new sect of Catholicism.
Right. And there are a lot of people in the tradition who did things just like that. Probably mystics who had some legitimate sense of God, but they didn't keep communion with the church.
Yes.
But let's go back to the stigmata for a second, because I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but it is featured in the movie that Padre Pio bore in his own body the wounds of Jesus, right? And you could say from a distant perspective, like, oh, wow, that's really something. It's kind of glamorous, But he took it for what it was. I mean, this enormous suffering.
Yeah.
They hurt, literally. These were wounds that hurt. And the idea is he was identified with the suffering of Jesus, which is a suffering that redeemed the world, And this very deep mystery is precisely through our pain very often.
Yeah.
That we find salvation, but also we become a vehicle of salvation to others, right? And so, you're talking about your own pain in your life.
This is why when I said to James, he's like, what are you good at?
Yeah, right.
I'm like bleeding in front of people.
Yeah, right.
And then I start looking at Pio.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely what was going on.
Yeah.
He's doing mass and he's bleeding in front of people. He's wrapping it up.
Yeah.
It's not a billboard, hey, look at my stigma. But I feel like this deep identification with a Pio figure. And then I start looking at how he moved through the exile, which was to get quiet and cultivate more of the Christ in him. And that becomes my MO. That's modus operandi. And it's happening to me while I'm researching. And so I'm also getting friendly with people who knew him. He becomes.
So you met some who actually knew him.
People
he dies
who were,
about 1968, right?
Yes.
So these would be pretty old men.
Well, when you go to San Giovanni Rotondo, the fathers that are there now were confessing to Pio.
Wow. So when they were young guys, probably, right?
Yeah, and so you walk in and they're like, you're Pio? And you're feeling all that too, You got
a little bit of that?
Oh yeah, they're sizing you up.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a person who, it's not just like their favorite baseball team,
Right.
You're dealing with, it's big chips on the table. And then they walk you into his corpse.
That's right, so he's there.
Yeah, and it's overwhelming. You
Yeah.
know? It's like the weight of it all, You're standing with a dude who used to confess to this guy.
Yeah.
And this guy created all this. And you're in this town with the third biggest